This is a moment in Jewish history. While I am not a vegan, it has always interested me, and so when my friend suggested we go to Vegan Fest in Tel Aviv, I said I would join. I recently had 2 episodes in a row where I talked about places in Israel I visited, but this week, like the previous week, I will be talking about places I missed going to. A vegetarian is someone who does not eat meat, and a vegan is someone who only eats plant-based food, meaning no meat or fish or dairy. Vegan Fest attracted tens of thousands for 2 days in Tel Aviv's Hayarkon Park. There were over 100 stalls with a wide range of food. Many reports say that Israel has a very high percentage of vegans and vegan restaurants, with Tel Aviv claiming at least 400 vegan restaurants. But what is the history of vegetarianism and veganism in Jewish tradition? Adam and Eve were said to be vegetarian, and some claim the prophet Isaiah was. In the 12th century, Asher ben Meshulam of France was said to have never tasted meat. The son of the revered Meshulam ben Yaakov, like his father, he was a renowned Talmudist. He was the author of several books on Jewish thought. The famous traveler Benjamin of Tudela met him during his journeys of around 1165 and wrote, Rabbeinu Meshulam, the great rabbi, has 5 sons who are wise, great, and wealthy. Rabbi Asher, the recluse, dwells apart from the world. He pores over his books days and night, fasts periodically, and abstains from all meat. Rabbi Yosef Albo and Rabbi Yitzchak Arama, both who lived in Spain during the Middle Ages, wrote that vegetarianism was a moral ideal for the butcher in order to refine his character. In 1938, Fania Lewando published a vegetarian kosher cookbook in Yiddish called Vegetarisch Dietischer Kochbuch, 400 Speisen, gemacht aus Schlicht von Grinsen. Vegetarian Diet Cookbook, 400 dishes made exclusively from vegetables. She ran a vegetarian restaurant in the Jewish quarter of Vilna in today's Lithuania. Artist Marc Chagall and songwriter Itzik Manger were among those who dined there. Some came for health or ideological reasons, but others came because meat was expensive. She also ran a cooking school and ran a kosher kitchen on a Polish ocean liner. Her cookbook had vegetarian recipes for challah, cholent, potato latkes, and kugel. Fania and her husband Lazar died in 1941 during the Nazi invasion of the Soviet Union. Today, the book has been republished and translated into Polish and English. Today in Vilna, there is a plaque commemorating her and her husband and others who perished during World War II. Rabbi Avraham Yitzchak Kook, who became the first chief rabbi of the land of Israel in 1921, was mostly a vegetarian. It was only on Shabbat that Rabbi Kook would eat a small amount of chicken. His loyal student, Rabbi David Cohen the Nazir, compiled his teachings on being a vegetarian, A Vision of Vegetarianism and Peace. In it, he quotes Rabbi Kook as teaching that he believed keeping kosher was a concession to the human desire to consume meat, and the true ideal was to be vegetarian, and that in the age of Mashiach, people would again return to the days of Adam and Eve and refrain from eating meat. Even the korbanot in the Holy Temple will consist only of vegetation. Rabbi Cohen, well known for never cutting his hair, was a vegetarian. But there are many instances of eating meat throughout Jewish tradition. Some consider it a mitzvah to eat meat on Shabbat, and holidays like Passover use meat in the traditions. My friend who invited me to Vegan Fest said that every year he hosts a vegan Passover seder, and instead of the lamb shank bone on the seder plate, he uses a roasted beet, or as the British call it, beetroot. Rabbi Huna in the Talmud, in Tractate Pesachim, briefly mentions eating beets on Passover. I have met other vegetarians and former vegetarians who tell me meat is healthy, but they consume only organic fresh meat. One Chabadnik told me he eats meat, but only that which he butchers himself on a nearby moshav. This year, Vegan Fest was considered a success, and organizers noted that they estimated only 52% of those who attended were vegan. I would have been one of them had I made it. Hopefully, my next podcast will be about a place that I actually visit. If you have any suggestions, you may email me at bbresky@gmail.com. That's bbresky@gmail.com. This has been a moment in Jewish history. Thank you to all my vegan friends. Thank you to all the listeners. And shalom.